How does it feel to be the newest millionaire, mate? How does it feel?
I'm not too worried about that. I'm just glad it's all over, and the pressure's off a little bit, and I can focus on playing footy. That's what I'm here for at the end of the day. And but yeah, no, it feels good, especially to stay at the club that I love.
Do you think you feel freer now? That what was the pressure like? Was there much pressure? Were people getting in your ear, that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, obviously everyone's in your ear, good and bad. Things are obviously getting said, but there's plenty of pressure off. It's not too much when you're here at the footy club. It's more at home when you're thinking about it a little bit. So it's definitely good that it's done, and I can solely focus on footy, and I can tell my teammates I'm still here. That was probably the hardest thing, trying to keep it from them.
Did you have a soft spot? Do you have a soft spot for Fremantle because of your dad and growing up following him, that sort of thing?
Oh, maybe when I was a young fella, but as soon as I got picked up here, that left pretty quick. I love West Coast, and I'm very grateful that they've given me another opportunity. So yeah, maybe when I was a young fella, but yeah, not as much anymore.
Was that ever a realistic possibility that you were considering going to Freo?
No, not in my mind. No. Like I've said before, I've always loved West Coast, and they put a lot of faith in me early. So I definitely want to repay the favour if I could. And obviously it's been talked about a fair bit, all that sort of stuff, and what club and how much and all these sort of things, which I think get blown out of the water a fair bit. But no, in my mind, I always want to stay here.
And the length of the deal, 5 years, was that perfectly what you wanted, or were you maybe up to 6? Or?
No, I was stoked with 5 years. Yeah, that was sort of something we were aiming for, just to get that sort of long-term security, and well, we obviously got that in the end, which is awesome for me, and I'm just grateful the club backed me in as well.
Did you know exactly the money that was being thrown around by not only West Coast but other clubs, and the reports are that you knocked back probably $1 million over the 5-year period to stay here? Yeah,
that's probably the hardest thing about the decisions. There's plenty of money flying around these days. Obviously, the new CBA's come in, and everything's increased a fair bit. So that's what made decisions hard. I think you don't really want to think about it, but when there's life-changing sort of contracts getting thrown around, you've got to consider it a little bit. But like I said, my mind was pretty set on West Coast the whole time.
What's your advice to Andrew Gaff? It looks like he's the most wanted man in football right now. If you could sit down with him and tell you your experience, what would you say to him?
I'd say sign at West Coast straight away, mate. No, but I don't want to put too much pressure on him, because I know exactly what it's like. He's obviously got to weigh up his decisions. He'd have different considerations to myself. It's definitely not affecting his footy. That'd be my first worry, is make sure it's not affecting your footy, which it's not. He's playing outstanding footy, so I wouldn't know what to say to him, to be honest. I'm sure he's got plenty of people saying things and in his ear, and he's thinking himself. But either way, I'll support him either way.
So it's tough to, I mean, I know from my point of view, it'd be tough to sort of look at the money and go, oh, that could just set me up for absolute life.
Yeah, it is a little bit like that. Like you said, you've got so much things to consider. And obviously that sort of money side of it's one of the reasons. For myself, that wasn't the major reason. I obviously love the WA lifestyle, and the main reason was the type of people around the footy club for myself. So, and the footy club in the whole general, from board level to fans. So that was my main consideration for me.
Okay. Why now? Why did you make the decision now? You said you're going to leave at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, I obviously said I wanted to leave it to the end of the year. Main reason was the media sort of side of things, and that running commentary I've spoken about before. That was probably the main reason. I said it so I could just worry about playing footy instead of speaking to people about my contract every week. My management team was still dealing with it in the background, and you know, it's come to a head now, which is great. I would love to get it done earlier, but there's obviously big decisions on my side and the club side as well.
Do you think Nick going down influenced the Eagles' move? They decided, look, we've got to move on him, and we might have extra money, that sort of thing?
I don't think so. Like I said, we were still negotiating that whole time before all the Nick sort of stuff happened. So I don't think it had a massive impact, no.
Jeremy, you've said success is also important too. How do you see the Eagles, over the next couple of years, their future?
Yeah, I think we're going in the right direction. it's easy to get caught up in the now. We're going pretty well at the moment, but like I said before, I'm backing in the club as a whole, and the direction that they're going and the type of people that are around the club. Obviously, I back Simo in highly and the direction he's taken the club, and even if we are not in a great position, I'd like to back the club in and think that they'd get out of a tough situation pretty quick. So that was probably the main reason my decision as well.
Scott Lycett's in the same position as Gaff at the moment. How crucial are those two guys to the future of the club and the success that could
Yeah, they're pretty crucial for sure. Scotty's a great player. He's going to be a great ruckman, and I'd love to have him. They're two good mates of mine, so I personally would love to have them. But like I said before, I'm not putting any extra pressure on them. They've got plenty of pressure on them, that's for sure.
They seem pretty happy here, though, is that?
Yeah, I'd like to think they're pretty happy. I think WA is a good place, and I don't see many reasons why the boys wouldn't be happy. They've really enjoyed it over here since they've been here, so hopefully we can keep that going.
I suppose they're two guys from interstate.
Yeah.
How much of a family pool is there for?
Yeah, see, like with they're a little bit different, obviously, to myself. Might have other reasons to consider, and I didn't. I was lucky enough that I got my family here, so that might be a big pull for them, but I'd like to think they got a new family over here in us.
Talking about family, what was Mitch's reaction to you staying here?
Yeah, he was stoked. He gave me a call last night and we had a good chat, and he was just happy for me that we got it done. He was obviously in a similar boat last year, so he knew all the pressure side of things and everything around it. So yeah, he was pretty happy, and which was nice here.
Will he stay at Adelaide, do you think, Gav?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Everyone's carrying on that he doesn't like it there. I don't know. He hasn't really said anything to me about it. So yeah, I'd like to think so at this stage. I don't see why he'd leave, but that's up to him. I don't personally. I know Mitch hasn't said anything to me about leaving and disliking the club or anything like that. So I don't know where it's come from, but obviously someone started something.
Jerry, you've been very consistent for the last few years, but you're still only 26. Do you feel like you can take your game to another level in the next year?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm still learning. I'm 26. I haven't even played 100 games yet. And it feels like I'm learning every week. So that's something I'll definitely be looking to keep improving my game and helping the younger boys as much as I can.
Do you think there'll be another pressure that comes on you with the big contract and everything as well, though?
A little bit, if you look into it too much, but I don't think I've really looked into it all too much. I'll just go out and play footy and try and help the team as much as I can, and I'll have a similar focus.
You've avoided these questions for the last couple of presses, but was the light bulb moment that run around the boundary line and struggling to do a couple of laps?
Oh yeah, it is now. At that stage, I thought that was it. I thought these might be my last few laps. Better enjoy it. I wasn't enjoying it too much. I could barely run. But it sort of was a light bulb moment. Simo obviously sent me away. That was a massive reality check, and at the time it was really hard. But like I've said before, it's something I'll look back on and be grateful in a way that Simo did it for me and the club did it. So. Yeah, it definitely made me put my head in pretty quick.
Did you take him out to dinner then, now that you've signed this contract?
Yeah, I might have to. So I might have to take him out for dinner, but I'll be getting a pretty big reception from the boys if he sees me if they see me taking Simo out for dinner. But maybe later on after footy's done, I might take him out for a dinner or a beer.
We touched on your brother before. Do you hold out any hope that one day you guys can play together?
Yeah, I've said that before. I'd love to play with him. I think everyone would love to play with their siblings, but. I don't know if it's going to be possible. We're not going to try and manipulate anything or try and get to the same club or anything like that. If it happens, which would be awesome. But I've said before, we can post footy. We can always go back down to Albany and kick the footy down there together.
Does he get homesick at all? Being all the way over there?
Oh, no, not that I've gathered yet. No, he hasn't been too homesick. He's fitting pretty well over there in Adelaide, and he's pretty happy over there. So no, he hasn't really said he's got homesick to me at all.
That country upbringing, how much has that played a part in your success, do you reckon? I mean, Warburton as well, with the Aboriginal community, and Albany, a big role, do you think?
Yeah, I'd like to say it has had a big role, especially my footy, the natural side of footy. I feel I picked that up a lot from up in Warburton and in the country a bit. You obviously got coaches down there, no disrespect to all the country coaches, but you don't have as many as what you have up here, and the programs and things up here which are really driven. where they sort of let you just play down there, and you got to figure it out for yourself at times. So I think that's helped. But yeah, I've loved growing up in the country. I'm pretty grateful I got to do it.
Do you think you're in a position now to help the younger country guys like Braden Ainsworth, Liam Ryan as they're coming up?
Yeah, definitely. I'll gravitate towards those country boys. I'm pretty country biased, so I'll naturally gravitate towards those boys and help them out as much as I can. And most of them that come in these days are all pretty switched on and been in a few programs here and there. The regional WA is getting pretty good at those programs and stuff now, so they're coming in pretty ready.
Can you believe it's only 5 years ago that you got sent back to Claremont for being unfit? Yeah,
no, it's gone quick. Everyone says your career goes quick, and I'm feeling how quick it's going at the moment. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to believe, but you know, I'm just grateful that the club's really backed me in, and I'm surrounded by great people at the club who've got me to this position. I think if I wasn't, I wouldn't have made it. So I'm pretty grateful.
Tell us about this weekend, just the importance of keeping the roll going and keeping top two.
Yeah, obviously that top two stuff's the end result. We just want to play good footy at the end of the day. Each week, wherever we're playing. So we've obviously got North Melbourne this week, and it'll be a great challenge. They've been going pretty well, so we'll have our hands full, and hopefully we can get over there and put our best foot forward for a win. Tough
conditions. Can you get used to conditions that are probably going to be coming your way on the weekend? Chilly, windy, etc.
Yeah, not here in sunny WA. It makes it a bit hard, but yeah, I've only played once there, and it was some of the worst conditions I've ever played in. It was all tough conditions anyway. It's definitely cold and normally windy, but we check the forecast here and there, and it doesn't look too windy at this stage. So whatever happens, both teams have to deal with it anyway. It's not just us. Obviously, North have to deal with it as well, but it adds a different element to the game.
Does this feel like a special group, what you guys have got going this year? I mean, 2015 was pretty special too, but what?
Yeah, it does. I think the club feels pretty special to me, but it's a different look. I think this year with us, we've got a lot of the younger boys bringing a heap of energy, which has been nice each week. And yeah, I wouldn't say it feels special too yet, but it's definitely a different feel around the club.
Are you daring to dream?
Oh, you always dream. Everyone dreams. Yeah, you always dare to dream. That's what we play for. So, yeah, we can keep dreaming until it happens.
What happens with your no contract talk cap that you've been wearing?
Yeah, that's already torched. That's gone. I've lit that up straight away as soon as we finish. But yeah, no, I don't have to worry about all that stuff now. So it's good.
Gov, you was on the bench when Nick came off. What were your immediate thoughts when you saw him and you thought?
Yeah, it was tough. As soon as anyone comes off and says knee. Oh, yeah, that's what, as soon as he said knee, I didn't want to listen to it too much. It was a bit too, I'd get too emotional talking about it. But yeah, as soon as I heard knee, I didn't want to say anything or do anything too out there. But yeah, it's not nice to hear anyone in the whole game. Anything happens with their knee, it's not ideal.
And was that in any way a factor of you staying here, that you saw your mate go down and sort of doing it for him a bit now, sort of thing?
A little bit. I like to think I just try to do it for all my teammates. It wasn't a massive fact just because Nick's gone down is not the reason I've signed, but yeah, it's definitely not great to see. And no, Nick, he's such a strong bloke. He'll bounce back.
Jeremy, so how is the mentality right now? Do you feel like you've got the stress off your shoulders and you can start to play some good footy before finals?
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't like a 24/7 stress. It's just that extra sort of element that goes on top of your train of thought. So that's sort of gone. And yeah, like you said, hopefully we can, as a team and individually, we can play some good footy.
Would you say your best football is still ahead of you?
I'd like to think so. Yeah, I don't look at it all too much, to be honest. I try and play footy and train as hard as I can during the week and play footy, and hopefully it is. I'm sure you guys will let me know if I'm not playing too well.
How did it feel seeing your teammates' reaction yesterday at training? They all seemed pretty stoked.
Yeah, it was good to tell them. Like I've said before, it's not a great feeling. Knowing that half the boys think you might be leaving, half of them think you're staying. It wasn't a great feeling, but it was good to finally tell them. And let them know they've got to put up with me for a little bit longer. Some of them were pretty upset about that.